Hello, welcome to Rise and Bust. In today's episode, we will see another rise and bust story. We will analyze how it rose to glitter success, and then we will understand the mistakes that led to its downfall. And just to let you know, we post well-analyzed and real rise and fall stories. Stories of companies and people that once ruled the world, but then busted for small mistakes or series of mistakes. If you are interested in similar stories, then do not forget to hit the subscribe button. Now relax and enjoy the story and let us know in the comments what you learned today.
As you may already know, the retail industry in America is a huge deal. With 1.8 million retailers operating only in the US, there's a lot of intense competition across various sectors. In order to become widely known and make big profits, all these companies must develop intelligent and unique merchandising approaches. Some retailers have been able to distinguish themselves from their rivals and fulfill a vision of becoming a retail empire. One of the best examples is Macy's, a 165-year-old company that has earned the title of America's most long-lasting, iconic retailer. With a history that dates back more than a century and a half, even before the Civil War, Macy's longevity is truly remarkable. To put that in reference, someone like Abraham Lincoln probably ended up visiting the store. Back then, every family was familiar with its name, and if you shopped at Macy's during the 80s, you were considered rich. Macy's was a very trustworthy, high-quality, and well-known brand. However, like most retailers, the company eventually experienced its share of fluctuations, and today, especially from a customer's viewpoint, it has completely lost its magic. Let's uncover Macy's roots, success, and the reasons for losing its top spot in the market. Chapter 1. Nantucket and Macy's first stores. In order to do that, let's first take a look at the 50 kilometers island of Nantucket. People always associate Nantucket with a view of pristine, breathtaking shorelines, exclusive summer guests, and its rich history as a whaling hub. To this day, residents of this tiny island in Massachusetts take pride in that one of their own founded the world's largest department store. His name was Roland Hussey Macy, and he opened the first successful Macy's store on October 28, 1858, in Lower Manhattan, where he sold dry goods. Yet this wasn't the first department store Macy opened. The first couple of stores he established aimed to cater to mill workers and their families and were, unfortunately, a failure. Nevertheless, Roland persisted in finding a suitable target market for his products, and in 1858, his efforts finally paid off. The products he was selling were quite innovative at that time. For example, his stores included items such as multicolored towels, which were quite a rarity during the 19th century. Chapter 2. Margaret Getchell. While we are still on this topic, it is necessary to mention Nantucket women's long history of running the stores on the island while their husbands were at sea. One woman stands out here in particular, Margaret Getchell. She played a crucial role in transforming Macy's into the first modern department store. As the manager and supervisor of Macy's, she was one of the first female executives in the American retail industry, which gave the store a competitive advantage in marketing to its predominantly female customer base. Margaret recommended incorporating fashion inspired by the military into the store and also identified emerging trends in categories such as gifts, jewelry, clocks, home goods, and kitchenware. These ideas, once implemented in the store, helped Macy's transform into the pioneering modern department store it became. Apart from being the first modern department store in the United States, the store was also ahead of its time for having a female executive, which is still relatively uncommon in today's retail industry. Roland was always first to credit Margaret for the company's success. Chapter 3. Macy's Red Star logo. Before we enter Macy's thriving years, let's take a closer glance at the company's roots. Macy's legendary Red Star logo is consistently featured in front of the company's name and has been its logo since it dates back to Roland's teenage years. When he was 15 years old, Roland Hussey Macy sailed on a whaling ship, the Emily Morgan of New Bedford, as a crewman. During this adventure, he got a red star tattooed on his hand, which would later become the emblem of his business. After deciding that a life at sea was not for him, he proceeded to open those 4 dry goods stores between 1843 and 1855. Chapter 4. Macy's Golden Age. Macy's was gradually starting to expand by acquiring neighboring buildings. They were early adopters of innovative strategies such as creating Santa Claus exhibits and illuminated window displays during the 1862 winter holidays in order to attract customers. This idea of a Santa Claus in the store helped the company boost its sales and create a festive atmosphere. This was considered quite a revolutionary idea then and became a popular tradition that many other department stores began to emulate. In 1885, the store was purchased by Isidore and Nathan Strauss and subsequently moved to Herald Square in 1892, where the iconic Macy's Herald store is today. It featured 10 restaurant options, 4 escalators, 33 elevators, and various historical plaques displayed on the exterior and interior of the building. This 11-story, high-end department store spanned 2.5 million square feet, including 1.25 million square feet dedicated to retail space. Saying that it occupied a whole city block and owned the title of the biggest department store in the United States. Its construction was fully finished in 1902, and in 1978, it was added to the National Register of Historic Places and designated a National Historic Landmark. The Strauss brothers were known for their business acumen and immensely contributed to the growth and success of the store, expanding its offerings and modernizing its operations. In the early 1920s, the company began expanding to other cities by acquiring existing businesses and renaming them as Macy's, bringing their unique concepts to these new locations. They increased, especially in and around New York City. Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade is a significant event in Macy's history. Organized by Macy's employees, the parade first took place in 1924 and has remained a tradition to this day. Despite lacking in extravagance compared to other parades, it still managed to attract a massive crowd of 250,000 people. The parade's main point was to be a major publicity stunt and give the department store extra exposure. It featured marching bands, live animal acts, and famous circus performers. It was initially planned for Christmas Day but was later moved to Thanksgiving to coincide with the start of the holiday shopping season. That same year the parade was executed, Macy's Herald Square has declared the largest store in the world. In 1927, the parade's attractions evolved from wild animals to balloons and elaborate floats, with Felix the Cat being one of the first, most popular, and most prominent animated characters. Due to the scarcity of rubber at the time, the giant figure was deflated at the end of the festival and stored for the following year. Nowadays, the parade's balloons showcase modern, popular characters such as Sonic the Hedgehog and SpongeBob SquarePants and classic ones like Popeye and Charlie Brown. The parade's popularity has also led to Macy's Santa Claus appearing in the classic 1947 film Miracle on 34th Street, showcasing the store's significance in shaping 20th century American pop culture. Offering an extensive range of high-quality merchandise, creating a good shopping environment, offering fantastic service, and using innovative marketing strategies set Macy's apart from other retailers and contributed to its success. Their successful marketing strategies mainly consisted of thoroughly understanding their customers' needs. For instance, the company would provide a collection of premium fashion names, like Calvin Klein, Marc Jacobs, and Donna Karan, because it knew Americans place a high value on quality. The merger with Federated Department Stores in 1994 further solidified its position as a significant player in the retail industry. Macy's launched its online website Macy's.com in 1997 and was ranked 120th on the Fortune 500 list of America's largest companies in 2017. In 2018, the company introduced the option for its customers to purchase items online and pick them up at physical stores, which has helped drive growth in its e-commerce business. Chapter 5. The Decline. Despite its long history of success, it's no secret that nowadays, Macy's is struggling. In 2016, the company announced its plans to close around 100 of its 728 stores over the upcoming years due to declining sales and the growth of e-commerce companies like Amazon. By 2018, the company had already closed over 80 of these stores, and the overall reasoning was that the cost of keeping the store open was far more expensive than its real estate value. Macy's was also facing challenges from the escalating trade war between the US and China, which led to the company offering products at high discounts to clear out inventory. Despite all the efforts to improve its customer interactions, Macy's continues to close stores and is just trying to find the right balance between physical and online retail to meet its consumers' changing, new-era shopping habits. Shopping malls are simply not as popular as they used to be, with more and more people refusing to walk around large stores and shopping online instead of in actual stores. Macy's, which now has around 600 department stores across the country, is struggling to keep up with this shift in consumer behavior. The company's latest results show that it is not thriving but just managing to survive. One of the other main issues is that many of Macy's stores have lost the warmth and excitement they used to provide and, instead, operate in an outdated and unattractive environment. The company has not been recently successful in creating new brands or differentiating itself from its competitors. Its customers mainly include older adults who still have a soft spot for it and have a more challenging time keeping up with today's modern, evolving ways of buying. Retail jobs are also becoming less desirable as they often require standing for long hours and don't pay very well. Macy's is currently just barely staying afloat, even though it remains to be recognized as a big name due to its prior success. Chapter 6. Lessons to learn from the rise and fall of Macy's. Even though things aren't looking so great today, Macy's is still a legendary department store chain, offering a wide range of products and services, including clothing, electronics, specialty foods, toys, shoes, accessories, tools, and what else not. During its century of prosperity, no other retail companies managed to establish such a significant presence in all the major cities across the country. There was another retail store that was as trusted as Macy's. Unfortunately, the company has struggled to maintain its relevance in the face of increased competition from online retailers and changing consumer shopping habits. To avoid complete bankruptcy, Macy's will have to make changes to keep up with its consumers' dynamic and increasingly complex demands for service while staying profitable at the same time. The company needs to focus on its online sales and simultaneously improve the shopping experience in its physical stores. Will Macy's be able to retain market share and meet the changing demands of today's market? We don't know. If Macy's makes reasonable efforts, it can improve its competitiveness, customer satisfaction, and reputation. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more content like this. You can also visit our website riseandbust.com for more videos and stories like this.